Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. I wanted to do a quick video talking about a movie I watched twice now. It's called Unmasked Part 25. Um, if you've seen the cover of the film, it looks like a Jason movie, like a Friday the 13th film, but it's not. It's sort of a satire mixed with some horror and some romance. It sounds kind of strange, but it is. It was recently released by Vinegar Syndrome with a nice little slipcover. It goes for $23 on their website without the slipcover and $25 with the slipcover. I watched the movie on YouTube. I do hope to maybe pick it up one day when it's cheaper, but it's just a little out of my comfort zone right now for Blu-ray prices. So that being said, the movie's about this killer, just like Jason Voorhees, called Jackson, which is a joke. Um, and he's killing these people at a house party. He comes across a blind woman who doesn't realize how ugly he is under the mask, and they fall for one another. She is sort of getting him into these like kinky, weird sex games. He's trying to come to terms with the fact that he's the serial killer, but he's not. He doesn't want to always be portrayed what he is in these movies. So there's like this sort of meta feeling to it. He doesn't want to always be portrayed like what he was in the movies as this like crazy serial killer. He wants to be normal, but he can't be normal because he wears a mask and he's ugly and etc. He tries to like meet up with his dad, who was abusive towards him, who was also a serial killer. All the meanwhile, there is some gore and some killing throughout the film, but it's definitely not really a horror film. It's more of a romance with horror satire, I guess, with some parody in there. There are some little funny lines. It's British, so it has that like sort of British drier humor to it. I wouldn't say it's like an outstanding film, but it's definitely quirky and fun in a way, and there's something sort of endearing about it. So he's trying to sort of come to terms with all this stuff. He's dealing with his dad. He's dealing with his new girlfriend, who's a little, like I said, she's into like BDSM type stuff, which sounds kind of weird in hindsight. And yeah, that's the gist of it. He's sort of trying to meet people and get along with people, but they're like, "Oh, can we get your autograph?" And, "Oh, aren't you that serial killer from the movies?" And he's having just a hard time coming to grips with it all. The end of the movie is sort of, how would I put it without spoiling? The end of the movie was sort of unexpected, I would say. Um, it's an interesting ending, but it's also not like a happy type ending. Uh, I think overall you sort of feel bad for the character, but you also like you get that feeling of like he is what he is, and he's not really going to be able to change too much. The makeup wasn't so great on the character Jackson under the mask. He looked distorted, sort of like Sloth, like one eye was up here and one was down. But it was okay for the time. I think it came out in '89, if I recall. I'd have to look that up. But it's sort of an underground, weird release. I think the original title or one of the alternate titles was called Hand of Death. Um, but it was pretty cool. If you're going into it looking for a straight horror movie, I don't think you're going to find that. But if you are in the mood for sort of a quirky parody type film with some dry British humor, you'll probably enjoy it. It can be slow at points with a lot of dialogue and sort of, not juxtaposition, just like long stretches of dialogue with him talking to people or kind of letting his emotions out in ways. Um, but it was good nonetheless. I would probably give it a 6.5, 7. So let me know, guys, if you've seen Unmasked Part 25 or if you've seen the other 24 that were out prior. Thanks, guys, for watching. Even the name of the movie is a joke. Unmasked Part 25, because there's so many Friday the 13th films. So yes, thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.